Oh, okay, these are the frames that I just pulled out. And let's take a look. This is the best one. And it's a foundationless frame from my Deep. And you can see most of the frame, most of the honey isn't capped. This stuff here is capped, but this is all open. But it's edible, because a quick way to test if it's edible is you flip the frame upside down, give it a shake, and if anything drops out, then you know it's still nectar. And if it doesn't drop out or drip out, it's honey. So this isn't dripping out, and so it's all honey. And I'm not selling this or giving this away, so it's not a big deal if there is nectar in it. I'm going to eat it all myself. Here's another frame. This is a bit of a plastic foundation on top, but the rest of it is, hold on, there it is. Yeah, this is a bit of plastic foundation on top, but the rest of it is foundationless. And what we have here is, and it's a little, I gave this one a shake, and it's got a little bit of nectar in it, but I don't care, I'm going to eat it anyway. And you can see here though, the comb is darker. Here's some lighter spots over here. And what that is this comb was originally used for raising drone brood. And then the drone hatched out, they cleaned it up, and then they filled it with honey. And so when the drone leaves the comb, it's not pristine honey or pristine comb anymore. So it takes on that dark color. So you probably don't want to like eat the raw comb like that, but a comb that hasn't had drone in it, that's clean and just been drawn as wax and nothing but honey in it, that stuff is good to go. Still, you can still crush and strain all of this, and it's all going to be edible and delicious. So, and right here, this is actually, I had to cut out, there was one actual drone cell still in this here spot, so I had to just cut it out. That's okay. And then I got another one, which is similar to that one. And it's totally foundationless. And it's a good example of, so you can see here, some of the dark spots. This is where they had some drone brood on the go, and there's a dark spot here. But right here it was fine, and on the edges was fine too. You could eat it all. It's not going to kill anybody, but it's I think people prefer the pristine wax in their comb. So again, I'm not going to sell this, so I don't really care. But this is still going to be delicious, even though it's not capped. That honey, I'll just give it a shake. Yeah, that honey, there's nothing pouring out of that when you tip it upside down and give it a good shake. So this is all cured honey, even though it's not capped. And so tonight, I'm going to, I don't know what happened here. I think I must have dug it up with the hive tool by accident. But yeah, this is all, smells really nice. This is probably mostly, well, you know, I don't know, because this is in the Deep. So I was going to say it was just going to be, it's probably goldenrod honey, but it could be fireweed and other things. Anyhow, so the ones with the dark comb in them, I'm going to crush and strain them and make honey out of them, just liquid honey. But this one, you can see it hasn't, I don't think it has any dark spots. It's all just been used for maybe a little dark there, but that dark might just be the nectar they brought in. And I think it is, because I can see the comb itself isn't dark. It's the actual, so there's an actual dark nectar that was collected here. I don't know what it is, but slightly different than the rest of it. And you can see even the edges here, this is a lighter nectar, and here there's a darker nectar they were collecting at the time. So I think what happened is they start building the comb off the top of the frame in 3 pieces usually. So whatever they were collecting at that time was probably darker as they were building it. And once they got that built, then they started filling in the rest of it. And when they were filling in the rest of it, it was probably some other kind of nectar that was lighter colored. So anyway, so this is still totally edible. Even though it's not capped, and it's going to be good. And yeah, I'll do that probably. I'll cut that out later tonight. Okay, so I'm doing a time lapse here of me crushing and straining some comb honey in my kitchen. So what I do is I just take a regular old knife and I cut the honeycomb right out of the frames. Then I put it into a big bowl and I smash it up with a potato masher. And it doesn't take very long to do this. It quickly turns to a liquid. It doesn't need to be super mashed up. It's just enough to break the cells of individual honey so that there's no honey left trapped in those cells. And this type of honey, this is the crush and strained honey. It's a whole other ball game compared to extracted honey. Extracted honey is just they whip the honey out of the frames in a big extractor basically, and you don't get that honey, that wax flavor. See what's happening here is all that liquid honey is straining through that wax, and it's picking up the flavor and the texture, the silky texture of that wax. And it is the Cadillac of honeys, or whatever you want to call it. It is a whole other ball game compared to extracted honey. There's nothing like it. And this is my personal reserve. I don't sell this stuff. If I sold this stuff, it would be 3 times more than regular honey because it's so delicious and unique. And there you go. Crush and strain honey in my kitchen. Everybody can do this and should.